2022 is over. 2023 is coming. Would you be ready?
What is going on, tour golfers? MD here with Travis. Got a lot of exciting things to share with you, but as a lot of you know, and we've teased it, some changes coming to the tour as we know it. And maybe judging by my sweater, you've started to kind of get an idea here, but the tour is going through some really exciting changes. We're here to share some general insight before we jump onto the show tonight. But Travis, what do we have going?
Woo! It's finally here. We've talked about it for so long. We are so excited. The product that you guys all know as the ACGT Tour is formally changing names to the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour, the Alamo City Golf Trail Division. So the tour experience and the tour product that you guys are all familiar with isn't changing except for the logo and the name. The courses will be the same. The product will be the same. There'll be a new website, which we'll show you all about during tonight's live show. We are so excited to finally launch the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour, the Alamo City Golf Trail Division. Let's go talk about it.
Let's go.
Good evening, South Texas Amateur Golf Tour, the Power Hour. Welcome to the official kickoff of the rebranding and new kind of updated version of the tour here, guys. We got a lot to talk about tonight. If you haven't figured it out by now, between every video that you just saw, big things are coming. Before we jump into anything tonight, before I do anything else with the team, we have everyone on tonight. I'm super excited. Let's go ahead. We're going to bring first out Jason Bird. Birdie.
Good evening. How's it going?
It is going good, man. It's Tuesday night. Big night for the tour. All good things. Ready to get it going. Next, let's go ahead and find, if we can find him out there, Casey Graham. What is going on, buddy? Happy Tuesday.
Oh yeah, what's going on, guys? What's up, everybody? Thanks.
Not too much, but it's a good night. It's Tuesday night. It's 8:39, and we got a lot to talk about. But before we do that, let's bring out the last missing piece of the show this evening, the man that we all love, Travis Sulkowski. What is going on?
Woo! Good evening, guys. How's it going? Thank you to everybody watching. Oh my gosh, the comments are awesome. Holy cow, who has goosebumps in the room right now after watching that opening video? Holy cow. Woo! Man, everybody that knows me knows that I wear emotions on my sleeve, and sometimes I let the anxiety show a little bit more than on fire. Cindy, thank you for watching. Stephen Evans, I thought it was even a positive comment from Tyler Pascal. That's great. Jeff Ward. Awesome comments. Thank you guys for watching. Such a big night for us. The stressing and the teasing and the what can we show, what can't we show, where do we want to be, that all ends right now. We are done with that. Here we are. We are the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour with the Alamo City Golf Trail Division. The South Texas Amateur Golf Tour hosted exclusively on the Alamo City Golf Trail in 2023. episode 39. It is December the 6th at 8:41. MD, it's been such a cool time getting up to this moment. Tell us a little bit about what's going on right now, what we have in store for the show, and all of that good stuff. I mean, let's get the excitement out there finally.
I mean, it's so good to talk about it. It's something that has been a discussion for months now. It's been trying to, it's what goes into doing all this. I can't even pretend like I have that much to say about it. You and Bird had a lot of initial discussions about it, but we'll talk about kind of what led up to the change and what's really going on the tour. Dive a little bit deeper into that. Tonight we're going to get to talk to a couple of special guests, people who've been involved with the tour for a while, hear about their past experience and the excitement of the changes that are coming. We're going to talk a lot about the things that are changing and that'll impact the players directly. There's nothing, again, as we said before, nothing that's necessarily going to impact the player from a sense of the experience and the actual product that we're out here offering, but have a better understanding of, what some of the new processes will look like, things that are going to make hopefully everyone's life a little bit easier, and really just how the tour is growing to give a better experience in its 11th season.
I love it. It's such a cool night. It is our official 2023 launch night. The South Texas Amateur Golf Tour is in full effect, and we will have a new website to show you. And then the big news, if there could be anything bigger than the armadillo on the screen right now, which is so cool. Shout out to Jason Bird and his team on the logo and the website and all of the IT information systems, graphic design stuff that goes on behind the scenes there. I love the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour logo. I think it screams South Texas. I think it looks cool. I think it looks great on merchandise, which we'll talk about in a little bit. I absolutely am in love with it.
I think the logo came out as, I think the armadillo was perfect. Such a great look. Honestly, it's super simple and it looks super badass.
I love it. I think it's going to look really good on logos and golf balls and print material. I think it's great. And 2023 launches tonight. You know what that means? That means a calendar and a schedule of events is coming out tonight. And a new website to show you. And big news, Monster Day 23 is open for registration. We're going to get to that in a little bit. But Monster Day 23 registration opens officially tonight. Monster Day at Mission, January 8th, Sunday. It is a shotgun start, and Monster Day at Mission is always fun. It's as fun as it is frustrating, and it's so cool. And that registration opens tonight, and it's just finally here, and it's like the tidal wave that we've been holding up for the last month is finally receded, and here we are, and it is Rockstar MD.
Again, it's one of those things we've been hyping it up. If you noticed, we've been pushing it on every social media presence, just because, guys, the way that we're gonna. The Facebook name is going to change. Don't want you to get lost looking for us. Want to make sure that you guys know how to get registered, go through and do all these things. We have a lot to cover tonight. It's going to be a longer show, but it's literally going to be just as fun as can be, because you guys are going to get to experience and see what's going on. And I think first thing we'll kind of do here, we're going to dive into some of the stuff as far as the website and kind of show you what that looks like and some navigation to it. We'll talk a little bit about some of the other exciting things going on. But I think the first thing we want to kind of dive into, Trav, is let's talk about the why. Let's introduce kind of the team to an extent and talk a little bit about that and kind of dive into that to at least get started and make sure everyone kind of understands how did this come about.
Okay, terrific. Well, first of all, the team. The team that everybody watching is already familiar with is on the screen tonight. And then we are currently missing Dustin Hassan, and then we are currently missing Sabrina. Sabrina Salkowski, my wonderful wife, is the CFO, the Chief Finance Officer of the South Texas Amateur Tour. She is part of the board. And let's go around the horn. We've got Casey the Viking Graham as the head lead ambassador and tour historian, which takes new meaning this year to everybody. There are course records from tee boxes that we're going to talk about later in the off season. There are South Texas match play player stats coming out. There's so much. Casey's going to take that stats section to this awesome next level, and then he's going to be kind of heading up all of the ambassadors and their stuff and their job responsibilities during regular events on tour season. And then in the top left corner of your screen is our host with the most, who has officially signed on for one more year as our tour director of media relations and content. And he's also the executive producer of the South Texas Am Tour Power Hour podcast. That is MD, everybody. There's a big wave for MD up in the corner. He is an executive team member. Dustin Hassan, the chief people person, is an executive board member, executive team member. He is not on camera with us tonight. We hope to have him on the show later tonight to talk with some of our guests interviewing, all of that good stuff. And then our wonderful assistant tour director, director of IT, information systems, and databases. And he's going to add some more stuff that he does to his job title right now. But Jason J. Bird, assistant tour director. And then we make up the executive team of the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour, hosted exclusively on the Alamo City Golf Trail in 2023. And the introductions out of the way. Jason Bird, we'll turn it over to you here for a little bit of some of the reasons why the rebranding because ? Rebranding for expanding. Let's talk about what that means a little bit. And you could talk about the logo again. Can we watch one of them videos one more time? Do we have that short again?
Travis loves the video.
I love the videos. My goosebumps have gone away. So, I mean.
So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to get the new one. So for those of you out there, we had a couple that we had the video that you guys had seen with Casey and his amazing video that he made. The other two came in maybe 30 seconds before the show started, as we had been waiting on them for 2 days past when they were supposed to be here. So I was doing some quick editing. So
that's why the show started a couple minutes late tonight, because we were working on the opening intro still. Full disclosure, full transparency on tour, guys.
I'm going to get the new ones uploaded here right now while Jason's doing a little talking, and we will play those again because they were freaking awesome.
Woo!
Yeah, the reason for the change is a big one I get from people who kind of figured it out from the last show. Most people don't realize, Travis, that the tour is independently run under contract with the trail, right? This is just a further evolution of that independence. I think you hit the nail on the head when it's the rebrand for expand, because there are expansion divisions. There's a reason they're divisions.
That is correct. That is a key word. That is a key word on tour, divisions.
We will tease that for later in the show today for any future expansions that may or may not be coming in 2023. But to expand and to have divisions required our own branding presence. It doesn't make sense for the Alamo City Golf Trail to be expanding into certain areas that we want to. And of course, in concert with them as being our primary partners who are, hosting us on golf courses and stuff, they were all about it. We got their blessing. They encouraged it. We have nothing but good things to say about the trail. The trail's been awesome. This wouldn't be possible without sponsorship dollars from Sean Sexton and Rick Hoinsey and the Goosehead Insurance and Elevator Logistics and Blackbird family. So it's it's the right time to do this. It's been a pet project of ours now for 8 months, 9 months. We've been prepping for this.
Yes, it's been a long time in the making. It's not something that happened quickly. It developed last spring. Over the summer, it accelerated, and
it's something we've been tossing around, and we finally executed it in full force in the last 3 months. It's been really hard to keep that a secret from everybody.
I'm not really good at that.
We're making all this gear for the STM PC, and it's like, well, shit, don't put the old logo on it, because we've known about this new logo for 3 or 4 months now.
And I definitely have fumbled words like STM PC versus STM Tour. It's a little close. So I've actually made some slips on camera a couple shows ago. But yeah, it's rebranding for expanding, and we're going to talk about the divisions, the future ideas for expansion a little bit later in the show. But right now, the 2023 South Texas Amateur Golf Tour, the Alamo City Golf Trail Division, is what you guys know as the ACGT Tour. So we're going to continue calling it the Tour, or the ACGT Division. And that is going to be the same general style. Spring season, summer season, playoffs. Top 50 in the point standings. Top 50 in the point standings come to the playoffs. The South Texas Match Play Challenge will still be played against the Houston Amateur Golf Association every year. This coming year in 23, it'll be in Houston at a course to be determined, but I know they're talking about some pretty cool places. I know Jay Bird was really high on a couple of the locations that the Houston Amateur Golf Association was looking at.
There's a real big one that was being talked about that, really gets me jazzed up. I don't want to put that name out there publicly. I've mentioned it to a couple of the closer tour golfers who are in disbelief. They won't believe me, but
Casey, obviously he's referring to the A squad, because I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's gotta be an A squad thing.
That's A squad right there.
So it's important to note the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour, the Alamo City Golf Trail Division, is going to be the same general product as the ACGT Tour. Spring season, summer season, point standings mean things for one event to the next, playoffs after the regular season, and South Texas Match Play Challenge. Skins game still. All golf courses will be on the trail courses. Trail courses, of course, on the Alamo City Golf Trail Division, exclusive to the trail and the public courses for the city. And I think it's really important that everybody hears me say that this product, the tour as it started in the grassroots of public golf in San Antonio, this product is never leaving. It's never going anywhere. We are going to be here every other weekend, bringing a monster day or an alt shot or a stroke play to the Alamo City Golf Trail. This product is never leaving. We are going to do our damnedest to keep it here in this style, in this format, accessible to everybody at a price point that is reflective of the public municipal courses, and open to everybody, available to everybody, open to everybody. This style, this format, the Alamo City Golf Trail Division of the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour is here to stay. And that's really what I wanted to say on my reasons why. Jason's the rebrand for Expand, and he's gonna really, I don't want to steal any of that because that's a really cool segment of this show. But I really want to hammer home that the tour, as you know it, has a new cool logo and a new website, which is flashing across a banner. MD, is that correct?
It will be right now.
Perfect. And there it is right there. That is the new tour website, stxamtour.golf. You can still get there from the old website if you have that bookmarked. Jason, is that correct?
Absolutely.
There we go. And then the Facebook page will be updated tonight during the show or shortly thereafter.
It's done.
It is done. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that.
It's done.
It's been so aggressive. It's so aggressive.
I'm looking at it right now. Oh,
Bird's
there
pace
it
of
is.
play on the podcast is severely quicker.
Did you see Greg Graff dish out a 2-stroke penalty on the starting the podcast late? Did you see that? I thought that was great. MD, that was my big pitch on the reasons for why after Jason was that this trail division exclusive to the Alamo City Golf Trail isn't going anywhere. We love our partners there. We are proud to be exclusive on this division to the trail and continue to highlight what the trail does as a tour partner. Riverside is closed.
I mean, they're beautiful. They're great partners.
Riverside's closed for renovation right now. Brackenridge Park, the ponds, I'm going to call it the river. The ponds in front of 10, 18, and 17 are done. The greens there are great. I saw a Facebook post on San Antonio Golfers about that today. We are so happy to be there. For those of you that know me, I am a public golf professional. I love bringing the tour experience to everybody all the time at public access golf courses. I love it, and it's never leaving. As long as the 4 guys on this camera plus Dustin have anything to do with the armadillo on the sweatshirts, we're going to be on the trail.
Yep, absolutely. And I think, again, I think, and we'll continue to talk about it. We'll continue to stress this point, which is everything being done here is to elevate the experience, elevate the tour. And it puts the tour in an incredible position to continue its growth and bring golf to everybody in every form. And it's something that we'll continue to talk about. We've got so much to cover after we kind of get through. We're going to have a bunch of guests join us tonight, people who've been a part of the tour for a while, people who play week in and week out, people who we all know and love, and we'll get to hear from them about the experience of the first 10 years and what they're excited about for the next 10 years of the tour. And we're on episode 39, and that sounds super cool, right? But we just closed the 10th year of the ACGT Tour, and year 11 launches the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour, and our guests tonight are all 10-year plus customers, golfers, patrons, winners, champions of the tour. So our guests tonight bring 30 years of tour experience to the podcast. How cool is that? Yeah.
Awesome.
So before we bring on our first guest of the night, I have the new videos uploaded, and I would like to play them again because
I would love to watch the
videos.
videos. Can we just, is everybody watching? Can we just have a video segment for a couple seconds here, just because I think they're so awesome? Casey, MD, Jason, you guys did such good work on this stuff.
Let's be honest. First of all, it's a shout out to you and Jason for and coming up with the design, the look, the logo. It came out beautifully. Huge shout out. I mean, what we're about to watch is truly it's Casey Graham.
Casey the Viking Graham.
Casey had an amazing idea. He found it a really unique kind of way for us to bring in the new year, the new tour. We kind of all worked together to come up with or make some points of which ones we liked out of the options, which were insanely we had a million options.
Casey did amazing putting this all together.
But Casey kind of got the ball rolling, and I the first video that you guys saw that we were teasing with, I was sitting in the room when Casey got it. We were all sitting and eating dinner at the South Texas on Saturday night, I think. And I just saw Casey, like, Casey's face lit up probably more than I think I've ever seen it. And the joy that he had, the best piece about it was I knew what he was smiling about. Travis.
I didn't. They kept it from me.
Infuriated.
They kept it from me on
So
the front
angry.
end, and they hid it from me, and I had no idea what was going on. And I'm, you know, I think I got mad.
Yep.
That,
You
Not fair.
held on to it. It
I
was,
can
it was a
confirm.
solid hour. I think it took an hour and a half, 2 hours before we showed him the video, and it required us to play
Made
some
him
golf
play for it on his
simulator.
simulator.
And it was fantastic. And that video it set such a tone for us and got us kind of like really amped to start. Oh my God, once we can tease it. We got like 8. I think we had these 2 new ones that came through tonight. We have 6 more still to come. We're going to continue to roll them out, but let's watch these 2 because again, for the 4 people on screen, this stuff just showed up a little late than we
I love it.
anticipated.
I'm so excited.
It's our second time seeing
So
it. So let's
excited.
start. I want to start with this one.
I got goosebumps again. I love it. There we go.
I got and this one I think might be my.
Hold on. How many do we have? How many videos total?
We should have 8 total, but 2 at the moment.
2 at the moment. Okay. All right. 2 at the moment. Okay. I thought there were 4 at the moment. I was going to ask everybody to vote on which one they thought, but I mean, we got 2. I mean,
You can vote on 2 of them.
You can vote on 2 of them.
2 of them. I'll tell you right now. Personally, I think this one is gonna be my favorite.
Yeah, I'm going to vote for the computer one too.
I think this one's gonna be my favorite. But here we go.
And then the way it meshes with the background music as it kind of thumps in. I love that. That's great.
Like I just entered the Matrix and like it both are fantastic. And super excited to see the other ones when they're done. But I mean, huge shout out to Casey for even having the thought to go this route and do something different with it versus some of the things that we had planned. So it worked out great. Shout out to Casey. Cannot say enough good things and just say good job, Casey, enough because these came out so damn good.
Heck yeah, these videos are going to be up on the Facebook page by the end of the night, I believe. I'm sure.
By the end of tonight, guys, we will have every single one of these videos up there for you. We're going to have obviously a link to the website up for you. We're going to have a PDF of the actual breakdown of the calendar for the year, but we can also find the calendar online. And we're going to run through the website a little bit with you guys as well, just as far as navigation, things like that goes. Pretty straightforward, but just want to show you what it looks like before you jump in there and make sure you know where you're going. And Travis and Casey can highlight some cool things. So let's jump right into it. Let's bring out the first guest of the night.
I love guests.
So joining us tonight, I'm going to hop off and let you guys have our first interview of the night, but we are going to bring in Mr. Patrick DeCosimo.
Dr. Patrick DeCosimo, thank you so much for
there he is.
joining us.
So glad to be here. Pumped, excited, rock star.
What do you think of them videos? How cool is that?
I mean, I can't say exactly on air how I feel, but it's it feels good.
No, you can say whatever you want.
There was a disclaimer. There was a disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
What? I mean, he's already wearing a backwards hat. What worse can he say?
This is old now.
It's old. Yeah, you got to flip that around.
Listen, that's collector's edition now.
There you go. That is the old alternative
Limited
logo
edition
there.
right here.
Look, I love that logo because that is the first logo I created for Travis's tour.
It is. Yes, it is.
If I
yes.
Of course, I have people behind me. My friend Lauren helps us out with the graphic design. But that's the first one. That's the OG alternate logo.
I love it. I love it. I like it a lot. Patrick DeCosimo, how the heck are you on Tuesday, December the 6th?
Doing well. Just got off shift at 7 in the ER, so a little tired but pumped to be here. Excited about the changes that you guys have been working on in the background that honestly I had no idea were happening, which is surprising to me.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's difficult. It's very, very difficult.
Somebody kept a good
I know. It's difficult. I mean, Jason kept it from A Squad for a long time. I mean, it's very difficult for him to do. So it was under lock and key for a long time. But we want to talk to you about Patrick DeCosimo on tour for 10 years. Patrick, we asked Patrick to be here tonight because Patrick played in some Alamo City Golf Trail tournaments before myself and Christy Cano, actually in the very early stages of the tour as we know it, created a series where one thing meant something for the next. Patrick was playing before that when it was, just a hodgepodge of events. So we would love to hear a synopsis of your last decade of public tour golf here in the next 15 minutes or so.
Oh man.
I think we should all just kick ourselves off and just let Patrick talk for 15 minutes. I think
now
that's
I really just having goosebumps. Because I've played a lot of golf, probably. But yeah, no, I mean, I think I don't remember the moment I got to first meet you, Travis, but it was amazing. And I think it was at Brack or it might have been at Pedro, like just hitting balls one night or something. And I think you had talked about an event, and then one of my other good friends who's not playing as much anymore, Colin Elliott, former player of the year back in the day.
Yeah, the first one, I think. No, he was the second tour champion. Yeah. I think he was the second tour champion. Yeah.
And so Colin had he played at Trinity and had played a little bit on the trail and met you too, and was like, hey, we got some tournaments, and I played golf with Colin in high school, so I was like, yeah, I'm ready to get back and try and play any form of competitive golf in any way. And the tour, well, the tournaments at that time were something I could at least, get into and play and kind of shoot a score and see, where my game was. I had just moved from New York to San Antonio. I hadn't touched a club in probably a year at the time and was just trying to get back into golf after a little hiatus, I guess. And so since then, I mean, this thing has just exploded. You've done a fantastic job. I mean, it's been, it's hard to explain the amount of work that you've been putting into, that I know you've been putting into over the years, Travis, and just the evolution of what it's become. I mean, the ability to kind of play for seasons, gain points now, everything just kind of makes you want to work harder and improve your game. And then you're just seeing the same guys, week in and week out, forging friendships. That's probably the coolest thing. I mean, just the bonds with all you guys that I've been able to make over the years, whether it be, Bird, you Casey, DH, Sean Vidal, the Welshman, Steve Evans, all these good guys that get to play with each week.
I mean, let's be honest. I text you before I go to the med clinic.
I get some interesting photos.
Can you look at my toe?
Yes.
Can you help me? Can you help me remove this fingernail quick? That's happened before.
Yes. Oh man, I probably could get like a PowerPoint, or I guess we don't do those anymore, right? But like some sort of like a reel of all your photos you've sent me over the years or something.
Oh my gosh, that would be so terrible. Please don't do that. I mean, that's
send them to me.
Oh my goodness.
The historian needs these on file.
Oh,
yes.
Good Lord. Patrick, let's talk a little bit about you commented on working harder and trying to shoot a score and always one thing meaning something for the next. Let's talk about the competition in Champ Flight. How has that evolved for you over the last decade? As the tour has grown, Champ Flight has become narrower and narrower and narrower on the left side of the bell curve. What's that like competing in that flight in 2012 versus 2016 versus 2022 versus what you are forecasting for 23?
It sucks. It's hard. I mean, shoot. So I was in medical school when I started playing on the tour. I had a tough schedule, but I could fit in golf if I wanted to. But there would be some days I could kind of roll out of bed, show up, fire off for Champ Flight, fire off like a 78 or 77. I might come home the winner those first couple of years or seasons on a.
I mean, I think you're right. I think there was an event at Cedar Creek in the year that you're specifically referencing where an 81 championship flight, I think maybe.
Yeah, and now like fire and burn.
Yeah, perfect.
But yeah, and then I got unhappy shooting the higher 70s, mid 70s came into play, and then kind of it just seemed like everybody was progressing. The guys that were sticking around, we just started getting better. Whether it be myself, Vidal, it was now all of a sudden we're shooting par every tournament, and we got to shoot a couple under to be the winner, and that's what you're expecting. You're going out there, you're saying I need to shoot 3-4 under par, give myself a chance to be the winner that week. Usually most of the guys in Champ Flight, we've got a handicap, but for the most part, you're competing for that gross score. The handicap at the end of the day is going to play a factor into your points and everything. But I know all of us, everybody wants to have that top gross score, but I think most of us really have that on our mind. And so, yeah, it's just and then we've gotten more just guys that have been attracted to the tour because of that level of competition now. And so we've got, as you know, a number of new low handicappers that are now in the Champ Flight that I don't think were here 1, 2, 3 years ago. And then you have the guys from first flight, second flight that they're crushing it, improving their games, and they're getting in there. And you're like, and for me, who's kind of been cruising around in that level in a way, I'm like, who's this guy? And he comes in and kicks my butt. And so I'm like, dude, I need to get work on some stuff.
Jason, do we have any stats on that? What was the Champ Flight scoring average for gift cards this year? Do we have anything like that?
I don't have anything like that. I can tell you that the scoring average to win was under par. I know that off the top of my head. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it is to get a gift card.
Only one event was over par, and that was a stroke play at Northern Hills. Casey, is that correct?
No, it was par shot by Weldon.
Par.
Par. Yeah. Even par was the highest Champ Flight winning score in 2022 was even par. I mean, that is rock star.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I remember when I joined the tour and I set my goal to be in Champ Flight, and I still have the note in my phone from 2019 where the note said I needed to get to 7.6 to make Champ Flight. That is almost second flight now.
It's almost second flight.
Yes.
I'm gonna pat Bird on the back right now. We're talking about longevity in the tour with Dr. Patrick DeCosimo, how the tour has changed over the years. And I'm gonna give a shout out to Jason Bird. One of my favorite tour tidbits of information is that the first 3 years that Jason Bird made the South Texas Match Play Challenge team, he made it from different flights. His first year, he qualified from second flight, then the next year from first flight, and then the third year from championship flight. And he's been a captain ever since. So I think that's a really cool tidbit to comment on the tour scores getting lower and lower. And now let's segue that into Patrick. wearing the South Texas Match Play Challenge hoodie right there from last year, the 2021 team. Patrick, tell us what it was like. Maybe a couple years just coming up short, and then what it was finally like on the team last year, and how that sets goals for 2023.
Yeah, no, it's I guess the end all goal is generally to try and get on the team. Absolutely. And so it's a grind, and the hard part about golf is consistency, right? And so this to make the team, you really got to have some consistency in your game throughout the season or seasons. And there's ways of, actually, I think the year when I made this, I actually got pretty hot in the playoffs. I played pretty well coming into the playoffs, but I had set myself up. I had a good amount of points. I had some good points coming in, but I played pretty well in the playoffs. And so that's definitely our route to success. But you look at the guys that have made the team a number of times, and they're the consistent, the consistent golfers they're there week in, week out too, which is part of it. So it's a commitment, but also having that consistency with it. So it definitely stings when you're the first, second man off the horse race.
It's tough. It's tough. And this year was exceptionally tough without the wild card pick.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was brutal not having the wild card pick because of a tie in the spring season, a 4-for-3 tie. So I mean that took a lot away from somebody there, because the wild card pick for the team rewards that participation, most points earned, right?
Oh yeah.
And that disappearing from a tie put extra pressure on getting into the horse race. So yeah, you're right, falling just short. And the way we do that last day behind the curtain, so nobody really knows what's going on until the live presentation. Oh yes.
It's cool though, seeing the emotion of the guys that do make the team, and the excitement also, and being happy for the guys you've been playing with all year long, and seeing their happiness. So it's kind of it's a win-win. Yeah, you might not have made the team, but you've been playing with these guys all year long, or years, right? And so it's cool, that there's always a chance for everyone who's playing to be out there. Yeah.
And that touches on one of the things you said first, right in the beginning when you came on, was that camaraderie, that those relationships with those golfers, battling week in and week out down the stretch, leapfrogging up the point standings, when it's you want to be excited for yourself, but you don't want to dog the other guy who's trying just as hard, but you're happy for him at the end when it happens. I think
Absolutely.
That's Jason Bird, Casey Graham, Patrick DeCosimo is all yours, guys. What do we have for Patrick?
Ooh.
I can't believe how popular the hoodies are. I mean, I'm getting blowed up.
Well, I've got 3 on order already, right?
Well, yes.
I mean, Patrick hasn't even an opportunity to put in an order. He's been on the podcast. He's
Almost got one. Leanna
He's
won.
gonna be. He's on the back of the line now. He's gonna be in wave 2. He's gonna be all pissed off.
Well, I just want everybody to know watching. Jason's making comments in there on the comments thread right there. DM for him for a special priority list for the first batch of merchandise. And I just want everybody to know that the serial number on Jason Bird's hoodie is 000001. So I think that's really important that everyone knows that Jason had it first.
Put that up for auction.
I don't think these are serialized. I think that's a fib.
No,
give it back, and I got a Sharpie right here.
It is just like the hats. I still have the original for sale tour hats, and we do have my blue one that has the 001 inside, and I have Travis signed it.
I did. That was live on the air, actually.
MD, original Tilly hat too.
Jason, Casey, what do you have for Patrick before we let him get back to his Tuesday night?
Nothing I have for him other than, hey man, it's we appreciate you hopping on. Excited for kicking off the new season. I know we'll see you out there, and it's going to be a good time.
I have a question.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. DeCosimo, who is your Monster Day scramble partner?
Oh man, that's painful.
Uh-oh.
I'm missing out.
Oh.
Today this year.
Oh no!
Indiana.
I can't hear over Jackson Bird's nonsense right now.
Bird's all mad.
That's why he's crumpling
Oh,
shit. And
I
So it's-
understand.
It's right around my birthday, which we're actually pretty close. So we typically take a trip every birthday, and so we're gonna go do a little snowboarding up in Colorado. So I'm gonna be missing out on Monster Day this year, unfortunately.
I love.
I'm happy. I'm just happy to hear that you're getting to take a vacation and take a break and get out of town for a little bit. I feel like you just don't get to do that enough.
Yeah,
and
you never
Oh.
travel.
I'm glad
without
you're
my
committed.
Lord.
I'm
rough.
glad you
So happy
committed
for
yourself to
you.
mental health this year.
Yes.
I guess the big news out of our interview with Patrick tonight is Jason Bird is a free agent for Monster Day. Is that
He's free.
I mean, I'm not sure I will even be able to participate with my.
I have
recent
another
injury.
question. Did
Yeah.
he know or did he just find out right
Is he
now?
finding out live on air?
No, I fired off like 15 text messages already. I'm so pissed.
He's aware.
Oh, okay, all right,
He's
okay.
aware.
I was just making sure that wasn't live on the air because that was gonna go down the rabbit hole quick.
That
if
would have
was
been.
live on the air.
I'm actually really disappointed that he's not finding out live on air.
Patrick DeCosimo, my last question, and then we'll go around. What are you most looking forward to out of your golf play on tour in 2023 without saying the word winning?
Oh, dang. 'Cause I got
Getting a
one.
cookie.
Let's see. No thrown clubs, baby.
Oh, I love it. That's
No
it.
chance.
Yeah,
No chance.
I'll take the
The
over.
Over under on events.
I'll take no chance. I'll take that for a thou.
I think that is 2023 is the year of personal growth, and I think
Let's
that's
do
a
it.
great growth. I think that's a great goal, Patrick DeCosimo. Thank you so much, Doc, for
thank
joining
you.
us tonight. Anybody else? Last questions for Doc?
No,
Anybody in the
appreciate
comments
you.
section have a question for Doc? Anybody?
I think
Casey
No, I
agrees.
think
No
that's
chance
something
with Bird.
No
Casey's
chance.
out.
Goals, right?
It's
That's why they're goals. They're not always
they're
attainable,
goals.
right, Patrick?
Doc,
Yeah.
thank
All
you
right,
so
man.
much for joining us tonight, buddy. Thank you so much. We appreciate
Thanks for having
everything,
me on.
and we'll see you on tour here come the tournament after Monster Day.
Absolutely. Love you guys. Doing
All right,
great.
bud.
Keep it up.
We'll see ya.
Yeah, Patrick.
All right, guys. Real quick before we bring out our next guest, I'm actually going to pull up a comment because we did have a question in the comments. And son of a nutcracker, it's not letting me go back to pull it up. But Bob North
Did you call my mom?
Bob North had posted, asked the question, what was the Monster Day format? What's Monster Day?
What's Monster Day? Oh, great question. What's Monster Day? A great dig out of the middle of the comments there, MD. We talked a little bit about Monster Day registration being open. Monster Day is the first event of the spring tour season. It is a double point, two-person scramble at Mission Del Lago every year, and it is monsterific. It is Mission Del Lago set up as quirky, hard as possible. It is the only scramble on the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour, both seasons. It's the only straight scramble. It's the only two-person scramble. And it is every inch of Mission Del Lago with every insane hole location in a two-person scramble format. And it is just fun as shit and frustrating as hell. And it is double points. And, I mean, holy cow, it's so much fun. It's one of my favorite events because from an operator's point of view, you never get to do this. Like, you never get to walk on the green together with your executive staff and the golf course superintendent and say, yeah, how dumb can we be right now? Let's go do it.
The absolute
God.
dumbest.
You know,
the
it's so
absolute
much
dumbest,
fun.
dude.
It's so much
Remember the
fun.
year we didn't do flag sticks? You remember that year?
And then
6.5 hour round.
And do you remember, like, I teased everybody, like I put it in like a cipher so like you could figure it out and then notice to players that you could figure it out that it wasn't going to be played with flag sticks.
I think one year you did equations on the pin sheet, like square roots of weird numbers and stuff like that.
Like you had to figure out the math to the number. To the last couple of times, the whole locations haven't really
No.
computed to something on paper. Like, I mean, how do you go like negative to 0.4? You know, you can't do it. You know, so the last couple years, I don't even.
And on top of that, I mean, for me, I'm wishing for terrible weather as well. Just on top of that, windy and cold.
The worse the weather, the better the pins. That's how we always say.
I agree completely.
Monster Day.
Really early on in the Monster Day annual years, really early on, there was one year where it wasn't on purpose and it just happened to be this way. There was a little frost delay. It was nasty, whatever it was. But the greens on the golf course got double cut and double rolled, just like normal for the tournament, right? But they didn't touch the putting green. Maybe it frosted over at that time, but the putting green was uncut. So the putting green was like an 8, and the greens on the golf course were like 11.5. And it was this amazing dynamic for Monster Day that was so cool. But yeah, I agree. On the clock, I agree. I'll stop talking about Monster Day. I'm sorry, Bob North. We just wanted to answer your question there in the middle. Monster Day kicks off the spring season. It is double points. It is open for registration today, right now, at stxamtour.golf. Go there right now with your partner's information and sign up for the first event of the 2023 South Texas Amateur Golf Tour, the Alamo City Golf Trail Division, Monster Day at Mission. MD, all yours. Thank you for the on the clock. Just keep doing that.
Before we bring out our next guest, I actually just got a video message from my wife showing me in the other room. My wife has this show up on the screen. She's watching. Emma is intently watching the screen. Apparently she cried when I went off screen, which I know all of you did.
Oh, that was the wave. That was the wave. I thought you were waving at me. I was checking my teeth.
I'm saying hi to Emma. Now I'm saying go to bed, little girl, because it's 9:30 and I'm not dealing with it. Real quick, I just want to throw that out there because she's going to lose her mind, and I love it. So let's bring out our next guest, another legend of the tour.
Legends of the tour.
Legends of the tour. I think he's been on the show before. Overdue, though, to get him back on, especially coming off the season that he has had. Joining us tonight, our tour champion, our player of the year. That should tell you everything you need to know about this man, aside from the fact that he's just a wonderful human being. Mr. Sean Vidal.
What's up, boys?
Good evening, Mr. Vidal. How are you, sir?
Not doing too bad. How about you?
We are having a great night. It's a big day for the tour. It's probably the coolest day in my PGA professional career, probably. It is right there with becoming a PGA professional, playing in your first pro event. I mean, this is right there. And it's so cool to get here to share it with you guys. And Sean Vidal, thank you so much for being here. How the heck are you doing?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's getting close to my bedtime, so I'm glad I got the second slot.
I know it's good. It's a long show tonight. I'm sorry. Casey, Jason, you start with Sean. I talked so much with Patrick. You didn't even get a word in. I'm so sorry.
Well, I mean, what more is there to say about Sean? He's Mr. STMPC. He's always there in the playoffs. He's there for every event. And he's out there with Lauren marshalling every event. Everyone knows Sean. Can't miss him across the golf course. He's like 6'8".
No, not. That's the other one.
Oh, yeah. You're 6'7"?
6'5".
Oh, 6'5". It's getting smaller.
Second tallest now.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, you're a character on tour for sure. Everyone knows who you are. Always approachable, you and Laura. I know you've told me personally what the tour means to you, so I don't know if you care to share that with everybody out there and let us know how excited you are for the future divisions and expansion of the tour.
Yeah, it's fun listening to Patrick talk too, because I remember some of those days back playing with Patrick, and some of the other guys that played on tour at that time. There was some characters at that time too that don't longer play with us anymore. But I remember some good ribbing going on during those rounds. And I'm like, you can't just say that type of stuff to Patrick. He's trying to golf. So we've come a long ways from, kind of that almost good old boy type of, let's go play golf to like real serious stuff with banners and scoreboards and Golf Genius and trophies and all the stuff that we have today. I couldn't imagine back then, but it really does make it feel, like you're playing on some sort of tour. And, whatever level that is, it feels good to have that feeling and that sense of competition and pride that everybody has to be out there. So we've come a long ways from chicken in a cup to, pizza afterwards into the Brackenridge, we're all celebrating together. So it really has come a long ways. And it does mean a lot. I do plan my whole year around the schedule and kind of make sure that I can be there. Hopefully it'll continue.
I asked Casey to pull up the stat sheet that we talked about a couple shows ago, because we didn't get a chance to talk about it on the air. And my favorite stat from 2022 was the stat from the award show that Sean Vidal holds every Champ Flight senior course record, a senior tee box record, Champ Flight green tee record on the 2022 season. Course record on every course, every one, Sean.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of chapping my hide a little bit that I'm tied at Riverside, and I got to wait another year before I can take care of that.
Perfect.
So, but that's okay. Yeah, I got to get a couple of those numbers down this next year, hopefully. But yeah, I'm obviously not trying to do that. I'm just trying to put it in the fairway and on the greens, and that's my whole mind focus going out there. It's fairways and greens, and the chips will fall where they fall.
Hey, Sean, what do you think about that? I know I wasn't around back in 2011, 2012 when it started. Now you have to go out there and shoot under par.
Absolutely.
Versus probably your mid to high 70s when it started. What do you think about that?
It's definitely changed. There might have been a couple lower rounds in high 70s, but it was definitely, you didn't have to shoot what you have to shoot now. Like shooting at par is not going to win. You're going to be up there, but you're not going to win. You definitely got to go under par, and that's not easy to do all the time, and it takes a level of keeping inside yourself and whatnot to do that. And so I know for me, it's taken me a while to figure out how to do that, but shoot under par, yeah, for sure. You gotta be ready to go under par and make putts and do what you need to do, especially at the end of the round.
Well, I think you did just fine based off of that poster behind you there.
I know. I was going to bring that up too. I like that. I think that's my favorite prop of the night. I love it. And he's going to say, "Good job, Sean," in the comments. But that poster right there is chapping Steven's ass right now. I think that's so great.
There he is. No, I love Steven. He mentioned it last time. We do try to get together and play practice rounds together, and I definitely can contribute, my success this year to playing with him in practice rounds. And I feel like we played almost every round together in the other race too. But so, I knew that if I kept up with Steven, no matter where he was or what he was doing, I'd be right there in the end. So that was kind of always my goal when I played with him. If I could keep up with him, I'd be good.
Let's keep talking about Steven a little bit. What was it like? You said playing practice rounds,
Sure.
Getting paired during the regular season. What was it like down the stretch in the playoffs? Because we've talked about it a couple times this season that the elusive Tour Championship was the bullet point that was missing from the resume, and this year got there. Congratulations on that, by the way, a Tour champion and Player of the Year in the same year. What was it like, Sean, battling Steven down the stretch, specifically when it leapfrogged?
Well, it was tough because, it's a long season, and I'm getting older, and my body was honestly pretty beat up. If I wouldn't have been going for what I was going for, I probably would not have played in the PC Open. So, just to kind of be there at the end and knowing that it was going to be me and him pretty much every weekend, it got a little tense. I mean, we're obviously very appropriate on the golf course, and whatnot, and we're good competitors. But there was some fist pumps, and I had to tell Laura a couple times, stop. We're not cheering for Steven. Stop cheering for Steven. Like, stop right now. Like, do not say good shot. If I want to say good shot, I'll say good shot. You just be quiet. So, because,
oh my God.
That sounds a lot like what I do. I love it.
We've had experiences. We've played enough golf now that, we've played in some matches before where we were a little bit too encouraging to an opponent, and they almost came back to bite us in the butt. So sometimes you have to just kind of stop, but it's all good fun. He poked himself in the eye down the stretch. So we were both a little injured. So it kind of evened things out, and it all worked out.
I wonder if he felt bad and did it to himself.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Casey yells. Doc just made a comment in the comment thread there that Casey doesn't like it when you talk to his golf ball when it's in the air. He gets all mad about that.
He hates it. It's not gonna.
Yeah, it's gonna go where it goes, guys. It's gonna
keep your lips off my ball.
Oh, put his lips on my ball.
Sean, let's talk a little bit more about the evolution of your tour career. 8 match play teams. I mean, there's only been 9. You've been on 8 of them. I'm sorry for your wardrobe being so blue. I mean, one of these days we're gonna have to get away from Navy, but until we all stop looking so damn good in it, it's not gonna happen. But tell us a little bit about the evolution of your South Texas Match Play Challenge experience. What was it like that first year in those terrible blue Smurf outfits, all the way to last year winning on the road, and then this year really feeling some sting for the first time? How's that evolve, and then lead that into the plans for 2023?
Well, I feel like it's obviously gotten a lot more competitive over the last couple years. A little closer, it seems like most matches. They've upped their game in that sense. I'll tell you, I don't mind the blue Smurf uniform. It's okay, but some different colors would be good. But I love rocking the pullovers. I can wear a different one every day, and kind of shake it up, and so it's nice to have options there. But I'm a little excited and a little bit disappointed about the change of venue for next year. Obviously, I'm still planning on trying to get there, but it'll be exciting to hear where it's at. And it's definitely kind of a lot of pressure. It seems like every year it's like already, a week before the season started, Laura's like, we got to get on the team. I'm like, chill out. Just hang on. It's a process. Don't stress me out in January. Let's just chill out a little bit. We didn't have a good start last year. We were down the list a little bit. So we were feeling the stress. And so And Sean's talking about Laura Lewis there. Laura Lewis is our Victory Cookie sponsor with the Cake Place and more. She is Sean's caddy at every event. She is an ambassador at every event. And for cripe's sake, there's the most dedicated award for the tour is the Laura Lewis Award. So it's a little backstory on the stress there on Christmas Eve, talking about making the team. Well, I make light of it, but she does a lot. She's done a lot to figure out what's best for me as far as nutrition and hydration on the golf course, and I owe a lot to what she has been able to figure out about what makes me better when I need to be better in the course of the round. So she does a lot for that part of my game as well. But yeah, the tour, the match play challenge, it's obviously something we all want, and everybody wants to be on it, and it's great to have all those stars. But it doesn't matter now because I'm thinking I got to get another one. So it's definitely on my plan. But fairways and greens, it's the process. You got to go through the process, and there's not much you can do about it, but just try to go out there and play good golf and get a little bit better each year.
Yeah, fairways and greens, you're right, but you heard it right here, folks. The 2022 reigning tour champion has a nutrition coach. You heard it here. It's next level. We're beyond strength and conditioning, and we're on to nutrition and hydration. That is the support group needed for a tour championship player of the year in the same year. I mean, that is outstanding. Shout out to Laura Lewis, the Cake Place and More, our Victory Cookie sponsor again for 2023. We can't wait to see what Laura is going to come up with the new logo, and Monster Day is coming up, and we're so excited for that partnership to come forth again.
Hey, Trav, I got a throwback for you. See if you can tell what this is.
Oh, baby.
Do you know what that is, Bird?
Oh, that's older than me.
I think it's participation.
What is that? 2012 Harvey Pennant Cup.
I love it. Okay. That was okay.
There's what the tours come from. We've come from trying to earn this to trying to earn stuff like this, right? Yeah. So there's how the tours come from. That
I love the Pennant Cup. Can we bring that back? Can we just do one next week?
The Harvey Pennant Cup was a tournament that we played in the off season. It was a for fun event that was played in the years before the South Texas Match Play Challenge. Once the South Texas Match Play Challenge took over as the premier event, the Harvey Pennant Cup it was a super fun event, and it was amazing, and I had a lot of fun doing it for a lot of years, and then Casey ruined that. And then
Can you repeat that, please? I don't think some of the viewers heard that.
I'm sorry, what?
Casey ruined it, he said.
Oh,
I'll repeat it for him.
I said Casey ruined it. That was a great, what year is it? It's 2022. Okay, so fun fact, the Harvey Pennant Cup was played on a Saturday and Sunday. Saturday was a stroke play qualifier, and if you top 12 grossed and top 12 net, you came to the captain's area, I guess. And there was a northern trail captain and a southern trail captain, and we kind of schoolyard kickball picked teams in the Riverside Clubhouse. And the day that Sean got that ribbon at the 2012 Harvey Pennant Cup, he was the first selection on the Northern Trail team that day. I had to leave that afternoon. That was the day that Kaylin was born. Kaylin was born that afternoon.
Wow.
It's a fun fact tying that back in a little bit
It
there.
gives you a good reference point to how your life has changed since then.
Yeah, yeah, it's absolutely.
Wow. Podcast, new logo. I love the logo. I heard something about an armadillo. I was like, armadillo, what? But I like it a lot. It's pretty cool. I like the way it's kind of like it's got like the the sections of the armadillo. That's bad.
I love it. I shout out to Jason Bird and his team on the
good
logo.
job, Bird.
I love it. It's so good. Jason, Casey, MD, if you want to pop back in, what do you got for Sean before we let him go to bed at 9:44 on a Tuesday?
5:30 is going to come quick.
Four never sleeps.
Four never sleeps.
No, I got nothing. I appreciate you coming on, Sean, and I look forward to kicking your ass in 2023.
All right, bring it.
Looking forward to Sean Vidal making records on the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour.
I'm only 2 stars back, Sean. I'm only 2 stars back.
Sean Vidal, who is your partner for Monster Day coming up January the 8th?
Oh, well, I got to go with my equipment guy, Dustin Weldon.
That makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Tallest
These are
fairy
really
on tour.
shocking.
Well, we read putts from the same height, so it works really well. We read them from the same height.
I'm going to let that one go. I'm going to let that one go. Maybe you could never play golf with MD. Maybe is that? I mean,
well, I don't know. Just maybe
if
your partner should be of equal stature, so you can read putts.
Yeah, but what if you need to punch out from underneath trees or something?
Oh, Aaron Flores.
Aaron Flores watching. That is a
There you go,
former
MD.
Masters champion on tour right there, Aaron Flores. Jason Bird is currently marketing for a partner, Aaron Flores, for Monster Day. I think that would be a very strong pairing. A-Flow and Jay Bird. At least good nicknames. At minimal, good nicknames.
I mean, yeah, I'll play with Aaron. Hopefully my ankle's healed up by then. I'm hoping it will be.
Sean Vidal, thank you so much for coming on the podcast tonight. Thank you so much for the last 10 years, all of those South Texas Match Play Challenges, and hopefully so many more South Texas Amateur Golf Tour wins to talk about on the podcast for 2023 for you. Say hi to Laura for us. We will talk 100 times this week, I'm sure. Monster Day coming up. Sean Vidal, Laura Lewis, also ambassadors with the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour. We couldn't thank you guys more. You guys are part of the tour family. We love you to death. I know Sabrina and Laura are so close. Thank you guys so much for all you do. We wouldn't be here wearing these sweatshirts right now without you and Laura.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks, Travis, for everything you do. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to go out there and do what we love to do. Thanks, guys, for doing the podcast. Bird, for all you do. MD, Casey, keep rocking it, okay, guys? I'll see you January 8th.
Thank you so much.
We'll see ya.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
Sean Vidal, the tour
Sean
goat.
Vidal.
I think that's Stephen Evans calling Sean Vidal the tour goat.
Tour goat.
Yep.
Wow.
Goat.
Wow. Thank you so much to Sean and Patrick. We've got one more guest. The big news tonight is the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour. The Alamo City Golf Trail division is got a new name, a new logo, a new website, stxamtour.golf. Go there now. Monster Day is open for registration. Quantities are limited. Several registrations during the show tonight. Super cool to see. Thank you, everybody, so much. Jason Bird is a free agent looking for a partner now.
Actively shopping.
He is making a list right now. He is Facebook
Checking
promoting
twice.
ads as we speak.
Yes, I put out a Facebook ad looking for a partner.
Yes.
I'm gonna bring Jeff Posey
No,
out there.
I'm,
And make
I'm
him
actually
compete.
really surprised that it's not sold out. You know, that position's not filled yet. Come on,
I
guys.
am
Jason
shocked.
Bird.
Who's well, before we bring out our next guest, and there's no point in even talking to him about who you're playing with because it's the same thing. It's just like
We all
talking to Sean. Casey, who are you playing with? Have we had an official Casey?
Yeah, we have. And I registered today as well. I am playing with someone who is coming back for their triumphant return.
Beep, beep, beep.
Is
Special
it A-Flow
news
already?
alert.
Is it A-Flow already? You already beat me to my partner?
Beep.
Casey
It is not
Carnes.
A-Flow.
Casey Carnes.
C1 and C2.
C1 and C2
Yeah.
for Monster Day.
Return of the
That's great.
Carnes.
Y'all are playing for second.
Oh!
I'll play for
Shots
first net,
fired.
bitch.
Shots
I'm
fired.
playing for first in my flight. I'm not going to be touching your guys' flight. So I'm
MD, who are you playing with, MD?
This is a first-time partnership.
First time partnership, big
Ooh.
news, special
Oh,
news
popping
alert
cherries.
in between guests. It
Hey, MD, we
is
play 18 holes, bud.
it is 9:49 p.m. on episode 39 of the Tour Power Hour podcast, the launch day of the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour. And here is the big news of the day: who MD is playing with at Monster Day. Here we go.
The Monster Day 2023, my partner will be Crisscross Applesauce, Mr. Jason Cross himself.
Woo! I love that pairing. Crisscross Applesauce, Jason Cross, and Der Manuelian partnering up at Monster Day. Love it.
Bring your ibuprofen. Your back's gonna need it.
That man can putt, and I am excited to get out there and play.
Yeah.
At the end, you know what? And I'm having a blast. You know what? I had a partner that I played with every event for the longest time. I met this guy at, I think, the Pennant Cup back in like 2017, maybe. He latched on to me like a freaking
Look at
whatever.
Chet Barian.
I mean, I played in a round of golf at the Pennock with two people, Douglas Calkins, and making his debut to the tour, Jason Bird. And Jason
That was my
Bird,
second event ever.
Second event. Jason Bird Bird asked for my number very quickly and texted me faster than
Yeah.
anyone. And
Yes.
that partnership
I
formed.
mean, you were very handsome.
I got damn right.
You got a real pretty mouth.
And since then, I've been once I was ditched for Doc, who's not even showing up to tournaments. So, I
got one ankle injury, and he's just like, "Fuck it, I'm going to Colorado."
I have been living that life of the single man.
MD's like that dish towel that's in the kitchen. Everybody dries their hands on.
Pretty much. I played with Freeman. I've played with. I've got
Casey.
I've got
Didn't Casey win an event with somebody who dumped him
No,
immediately
Casey
afterwards?
did that. Casey won with somebody, then they dumped him. Then he won again with somebody, and they dumped him. And then they won again, and then somebody dumped him. It was
just
3
keep
times in a
pretty
row,
womaning.
right? It was Brad Huey. It was Brad
Huey.
Huey for sure.
Oh,
Dumped
I
Jason
can
Sandoval.
officially announce that Brad Huey and Jason Sandoval will be playing at Monster Day.
See how long that lasts. Same thing. I believe they partnered and then they never partnered together, correct?
I think Jason Bird played a round with Casey Carnes at Riverside, and Jason played so bad Casey disappeared for a year.
I think I
He
played
had to
good
leave the
that
tour
day.
for a year.
I believe for my skill level, I played well that day. I think. I can't remember.
Okay, well let's get to our last guest of the night before we start diving into the website a little bit, talking a little bit more. Let's bring in our final guest.
Can we watch a video one more time before Jonathan comes on?
Cards came in, had him his
Absolutely.
scorecard. He goes, never again, and he literally meant it for the rest of the
I
year.
know. You don't even
You're
talk
off.
to me anymore.
And bam! I love it.
Boom.
That's so great. Bam.
Let's go ahead and bring in our last guest of the night. We've been talking about Monster Day. I'm gonna pull him up here, and you're gonna instantly know we may not need to cover who his partner is, because by God, it's been something pretty damn consistent over the years. So
I mean, it was a
let's-
conflict of interest. We were going to kick him off the screen anyways, but he ain't here, so it don't matter.
Let's go ahead and bring in Jonathan Aiken. What is going on, man?
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
We are
Good,
doing
man. Welcome to
great,
the
Jonathan
show.
Aiken. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, buddy. How are you on Tuesday night at 10 o'clock?
Yeah, I appreciate y'all making me last. That was awesome. I loved waiting for like an hour and a half. But you know what? You saved the best for last. That's good. I'm cool with it.
Well, Doc was coming off a 24-hour shift, and Sean was older
Hey.
than you.
If I
You
want to
try
go
and
first,
manage
I need to be
Travis.
the tour championship. All right, I got to be the tour champion if I want to go first.
Oh, yeah.
So next year.
Perfect.
Hey, and you know, if you listen to what Sean said, he said him and his partner can see everything eye to eye, and that's why they read putts so well. So at 5'2", Jason MD should be right there, right? They should be reading putts like perfect.
They're not going to be long putts.
They're lower to the ground. They have to bend over less, right? It's
Our knees are
longevity
in
in the
great
knees.
shape.
Yes, I love
I
it.
hate reading putts. So annoying.
Well, you're not good at it. That's probably why
I'm
you don't
terrible at
like
it.
it. Yeah.
That's why Casey's such a good caddy. He's like, hit it here, and then I start making putts. It's great.
Jason's just like, that line literally never occurred to me.
I was like, I thought that broke left. What are you talking about? That breaks right.
Jonathan Aiken, how the heck are you? What do you think of the new logo, the news you heard tonight live for the first time? Tell us what you're thinking about the tour, and then we'll get into 10 years of questions.
You know, 8 months ago when you asked me to catch and bag an armadillo out here, I didn't understand why you wanted it. And now I can see that you used it for the logo. That's really cool. I'm guessing I'm not getting that armadillo back.
No, nope.
But no, it's awesome.
we ate
the
it.
videos are really cool. Hey, they do that in Mexico. Trust me, my roofers have done it. They're like, "Are you going to keep that, or what are you going to do with it?" I'm like, "What?"
Are you gonna
So,
keep that?
I
I'm
always,
not joking. I'm not joking.
for everybody still watching at 10 o'clock tonight and watching on later on, I always get nervous bringing Jonathan on because my relationship with Jonathan is goes way back, and it's pretty country. And
I've got some stories.
There's some terrible stories in there, so I always get a little nervous when I ask Jonathan to come speak. But now we can just kick him off the podcast. So MD, be ready to go if it goes downhill. You just gotta kick him off. Yeah, it's perfect.
That's why we have the delay.
Yeah, we can control it now.
Well, MD's got the hat that has the 001 and that you signed, right?
Yeah.
And Bird's got the sweatshirt, the 001. I have a little piece of blue jeans that you had that got caught on the barbed wire fence when he used to crawl under the fence when he was still a city boy and he didn't know how to climb one. He literally came out to hunt one time, and I got to a barbed wire fence to climb over on my ranch. And I'll never forget it. Travis pulled up in my driveway. We're going to night hunt, and he's in full camo at night. I'm like, why are you wearing camo? I'm in jeans.
I also want everybody to know that I wear full camo from inside a blind as well, just in case.
And anyway, we're out there. It's got to be like 11 or 12, and we get to this barbed wire fence, and I just put, kick over my leg, get over it, step on the second strand, and I turn back, and Travis is on all fours, just like belly crawling under the fence. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I don't know how to climb that."
I got the job done.
You did, and that was 2014. You have come a long way, my friend. You've come a long way, and I feel like you've been countrified. So I'm really proud of you.
I love the word countrified. Sometimes Casey tells me I'm not country, and I'm going down a different country term, but I like to think of it as country, and I like to think of you, Jonathan, and Jason Cross, really. Kind of opening your homes and your ranches years and years ago to somebody who didn't know shit about anything, and now has a little ranch in the country with horses outside his back door. I mean, I wouldn't be there if it wasn't for you guys and you teaching me how to jump a barbed wire fence and how to not shoot a pig in the butt with an arrow that glows in the dark.
He's still running around out here somewhere.
Things like that.
He's still running.
Jonathan Aiken, 10 years on tour for you. We said that before Patrick came on. You guys represent 30 years of tour golfership. What does that feel like to hear it kind of spoken like that? Like, what was it like playing on tour 10 years ago to the prep you're doing right now for 23?
It's so different, night and day. I remember that first year, and I played college golf, small college, and I was looking for that competitive place to play, and I tried playing in a couple events on another tour in San Antonio, and I was out of my league. I was not at the level that they had, and it didn't seem very friendly. It didn't seem very personable, and I felt like I was going in with no chance. And so when I found out about meeting you and finding out about this tour, I think I came in. I think I remember like my first couple events. I had like a 7.4, 7.5. And I remember the first time I broke 80, it was like my third event. I was like stoked. I was like, yeah. And it was different. It was a different atmosphere. A lot of different guys, right? But a lot of them have come and gone, but a lot of the same. And it was, my goal back then was to try to get to zero. That's what I wanted. I wanted to get to zero. I didn't think it was possible, but that's what I wanted to do. And it's just changed. It's evolved so much. 6 years ago, I'm getting handed like the rules of golf because there's fights about to break out on the golf course, thanks to me. And now it's just you're cheering for all the guys in your flight, and you've got to go low. You just have to. I remember when I won my first event, I shot in the championship flight, I showed up like last minute and hit my tee shot in boots at almost, because I had worked overnight, and I ran down to the tee box, hit my first shot in boots. I know
Yes,
you
you
remember
did.
that, Travis. And
Yeah,
I
you
and
did.
I literally put my shoes on after I hit my tee shot, so I didn't get the penalty stroke, and I shot 73, and I won my first event gross. And I was ecstatic. It was the first time I'd ever won, and I won with the 73. And we just talked. You talked about it earlier. 73 is going to get you fourth or fifth, right? Almost every tournament. It's insane. So, you know, the level of preparation. You heard what Sean said he has to do, right? And
Right,
I don't
yeah.
have a nutritionist. I don't have anybody who's going to help me with my hydration. So I have to take a different angle. You know, for my prep it's a much different angle. I had to call Sean's school and see if I could sign him up to be a summer school teacher. That was one way that I'm going to try to win this year. I'm going to make sure he's not available for the tournaments.
An attack campaign. Yeah, I love it.
Right.
I love it. Great.
So I'm trying to get Steven Evans deported. Whatever I can do, you know. So
we have a question in the comments from Casey Graham. Can we bring that one in? Aiken, 10 years. Do you think the biggest change in your game has been the transition from an anchored putter to not anchored?
Well, I would say for some people it is, but the cool thing is for me, I never anchored. So I didn't know how to hold a putter, a long putter left-handed. I went in to get some clubs re-gripped at like Golf Galaxy or something and saw a long left-handed center shaft putter, and I just started hitting some practice putts with it. Someone told me I wasn't holding it right because it wasn't up against my chest, and that just felt weird. So I've always kind of had a floating hand, so I never had to change it. And
I remember
so it was no big deal to
after
me.
that rule changed, somebody said something, and I had to go up to Jonathan. It was
And watch,
it was at Brackenridge Park.
Yep.
And it was in the winter, and you were wearing a bigger coat, and it was like, I'm not touching it. I'm not. I promise. And like,
Yeah, because it was like my hand was just barely touching my jacket, but my jacket was like 4 inches from my chest, and I was like, "Look, I promise, I'm not anchoring. If I had to anchor, I'd probably be a horrible putter. You know, I'd be like MD's partner, right? I could be your partner, MD." So, no, my game is so different than the guys that are in the championship fight. I feel like my game's very unique. I don't hit a lot of fairways. I don't hit a lot of greens, but I do get up and down a lot. And so I make a lot of pars. I don't make a lot of birdies. I don't hit it super far. And I'm just trying to hold out till I can get to those green tees. You know, I'm 4 years away still, but I love playing with all those guys.
Jason
And
Bird,
you guys talked about it.
can you make a calendar appointment for 4 years on Jonathan's birthday so we can raise
I
the
can't
senior
wait.
age to 55 when Jonathan turns 50, please?
Yes, absolutely.
You know,
Okay,
I lost
copy that.
$20. I lost $20 in Vegas because I thought someone would pick up Jason Bird before they picked up Baker Mayfield, but I was wrong, and I bet on the wrong side of that. So,
Brutal.
Baker Mayfield claimed on waivers today. Is that correct? To the Rams?
To the Rams.
yeah.
Rams.
So I thought somebody picked you up by now, JB. So I apologize, but it's coming. It's
I
coming.
got three suitors. I just got to give one a rose.
Jason Bird is actively shopping Monster Day partners live on the air right now. PM the Facebook page to be added to the consideration list. I mean,
You
we
can
could
just PM
have
me directly. It's fine.
we could have a Rose segment live on the
honestly,
air.
I was
That would
literally,
be
I was
great.
gonna do that.
I
was
love that.
I was gonna say, I need everyone who wants to partner with Bird to send a message to the tour page. I'd
I
like a
think-
short paragraph as to why you think you make a
Yes,
good
yes,
partner.
tell us
Um,
why you should
I
tell
mean,
us why Bird should pair with
Hey,
you.
Could
Yes.
we have an exes segment where all of his ex partners are on there too, and maybe they talk
Oh
about
I
the good
think
and the
that would
bad?
be
I think that-
terrific.
I mean, he's only really.
You know, I think it's
Bird,
funny.
You haven't had that many.
If you look
Me
at-
and Doc.
I know you're our stats guy. I think Casey Carnes has been in the top 3 in 38 out of the last 39 events. Do you know which event he didn't place in the top 3? Wasn't it with you? Wasn't that when Casey Carnes didn't make top 3? I'm just throwing it out there. I don't remember.
That's so great. Okay, all right. All right, Jonathan Aiken, 10 years on tour. A lot of people don't know this, but the South Texas Match Play Challenge was really your idea. Really, it was. And
I did come up to you and bring it up. Yes.
At the time, it was 2013, and Jonathan and I were working together at the Alamo City Golf Trail. Jonathan was playing on tour. The tour was just coming into its own. It was the second year of a spring season and a summer season and point standings. And Jonathan came to me. We were running an event together, and Jonathan came to me and was like, "Hey, I have a really cool idea, next level stuff." And we talked a little bit about it. And Jonathan, you take over the story. Tell it from your perspective. But from my perspective is the idea generation, and the phone call was really Jonathan Aiken. So the South Texas Match Play Challenge I'd love to hear about it from your perspective.
Well, I mean, like you said, I just kind of approached you, and that's the great thing about you, Travis, is you are so approachable. And I've seen you, whether it's a guy in fourth flight or first flight or championship flight. I think everybody feels like when we do get to talk to you, we've got your undivided attention, and you really are intent on listening to what we have to say. And I think that's why we have so many great events and so many different things, like this logo that JB came up with, and the video. I'm sure that they approached you and you were like, yeah, let's do it, and that's what's so awesome about you, Travis. You're just very, very approachable. And in 2013, I went up to you and I said, look, what if we did an event and we played against Dallas or Houston? And I'm sure they've got an amateur tour there too, and maybe we could see if we could play against each other in like a Ryder Cup style. And you liked the idea. You told me that sounds great. And then you did something I wasn't expecting. You said, make it happen. And I was like, what do you mean make it happen? You're like, make some phone calls, see if you can find somebody. Let's make this work. But run with it. And I wasn't expecting that. I just expected to give you the idea, and then you were going to run with it. And I kind of liked that. I liked that you asked me to do it. So I started doing some research. I found the tour in Houston through their city courses and through their Amateur Golf Association over there in Houston. And I sent a couple emails and found out who was their president, made a phone call. And next thing I know, he responds, and we talk a couple of times, and he's super excited about the idea. And then that's when I kind of brought you back into the loop after I had made those couple calls. And I said, okay, this is the guy. I've talked to him a couple of times. He's really excited. What do I do now? And you said, okay, now I'll jump in. And you did. And we made it happen. And, even when I don't make the team, and I've been very blessed to have made the team, I think 5 or 6 times. And it's just really cool. Every time I see the event come around, I know that I had a small part in that, and it's really neat. And I hope it goes on for 30 or 40 or 50 years. I hope it goes on forever.
I agree too. Yeah, for sure, 100%.
So it's so cool. It really is. My goal. I know. Do you remember when we used to joke around when this first started, and we realized it was going to be a yearly thing. We realized after about the 4th or 5th year, this is legit. Everybody's excited about this. And I remember telling you one time when you came out here hunting, I go, so like, if I like die saving like a couple kids in a fire, is it going to get changed to like the Salkowski Aiken Cup? Or remember we used to talk about changing the name if it lasted like 70 years? And I mean, just joking around, but it's really cool to be able to know that I had a small part in that, and seeing how excited everybody is to make the team. And I want to be on it every year, just like everybody else does, And I stuck, I think I finished like 17th or 16th this year, but I stuck around to the very, very end. And, Doc had a great point. There was a moment where I was disappointed when I realized I didn't make the team, but it was such a small moment because the next moment was, I was trying to hold back tears because I was so excited for Sean. So, just seeing the guys that made the team for the first time, seeing the guys that had worked so hard, just like we all do, that made the team. These are guys we've been playing against, but we're always kind of rooting for down deep inside. Maybe not when I'm playing with them, and I'm not going to say, oh man, that's such a great shot, I hope you win today, because I'm trying to win. But in the end, the better man wins, right? And so it was a great. I was standing right next to Sean when he got he found out he won, and I was so proud of him. But it just kind of lit a fire in me because I want to be that guy next year. You know.
That's so cool. Such good perspective. I love that. Okay, 2 tough questions. Favorite moment from 2022 you playing? What was the one moment that stuck out on tour this year for Aiken playing golf? And then second question, favorite tour moment of all time? Jonathan Aiken, whether it was you or somebody else, favorite tour moment, but your playing moment from last year and then your favorite.
So kind of cool. My favorite moment actually involves Bird. And we were playing together at Northern Hills this year.
I don't know this story. I'm excited.
We got to number 9, and I don't get to play with Bird that often. In fact, that might have been the only time we played together this year. And I think it was in the spring, wasn't it, Bird? I think it was like spring event, and I hit a shot right at the flag. You had the tees up, so I think it was playing maybe 135, 140. And I hit it right at the flag. And, the green on 9 is elevated at Northern Hills. And so I was like, oh, man, that looks good. And Bird is standing behind me, and he goes, that's in the hole. You just made a hole in one. And I said, how can you tell, dude? You can't even see the bottom of the hole. And he goes, maybe from where you're at, you can't. But from where I'm at, I'm 6'3". I saw it go in the hole, bro. You made a hole in one. And I'm like, oh, crap.
That's the same thing happened with Dustin too. Fuck.
So I didn't even know I made one, but he's like, trust me, from my view, it went in. I can see different than you do. And I remember I pull my phone out of I don't use my phone, I golf, but I pulled my phone out and recorded my reaction walking up the fairway, not knowing if it had really gone in, and getting up on the green and seeing it in the hole. And that was definitely a very cool experience to do it on tour, to do it. So all the people that I would have wanted to text or call when I make a hole-in-one, besides my immediate family, all those people were there. So, when you get to the back 9, and a lot of the city courses are this way, you end up passing a lot of your friends on holes because they crisscross each other. And so I end up running across Sean Vidal, I end up running across Steve Evans, Dustin Hasson, Jason Cross, all of my good friends.
By now that video is on the Facebook page.
And that video's on Facebook. The word's been spread. Everybody on the course knows I made a hole-in-one already because I've texted everybody. And by the way, for all of you out there, if you ever make a hole-in-one in a golf tournament, I would not handle it the way I did, because I think I was 3 under at the turn with that ace, and I think I shot like 7 over on the back. I mean, it was horrible. But I did it with a smile. I mean, I had the biggest smile from ear to ear, and I was way not focused on golf. Mentally, I was gone. But I didn't care. It was definitely the highlight of the year for me, getting to make that ace on the tour.
That is awesome. Favorite moment of all time. Let's go with that one. Was your playing moment from 2022. Favorite moment of all time. I have a question.
Okay.
And I don't remember. Were you caddying for Jason in the horse race, or was that Dustin?
So I was not caddying for Jason. I was in that horse race.
You were in that horse race. Dustin okay, yeah. Okay, yes. You're correct. You were in that horse race with Al Martin and
Jason and me, and there's one other. I'm trying to remember who it was.
Casey would know. Casey, are you here?
But the cool thing was, and that's probably
Thomas Foost. Casey's watching. Thomas Foost. It was
probably
Aiken, Al Martin, Thomas Foost, and Jason Cross. It was the first ever.
Probably, yeah, and that was Jason's first team to make, and so I would probably say that was even though it didn't involve it, I wasn't a part of it. It wasn't a win for me. Jason Cross is one of my dear friends, and Jason and Dustin, if you guys don't know it, play on the tour because I told them about it. I wanted to bring my friends. Once I started playing the tour and I knew how great it was, I reached out to Dustin, I reached out to Jason, and I told them about the tour, and they started playing on it. And Jason, you're about to find out, MD, he's a hell of a man. He's a great guy. His golf game is hit or miss. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's a little shaky. But, he's been on the tour for however many years it's been now, and I think his handicap has moved by 0.8. He's been a 15 to 15.8 for his 7-year career on the tour, right? So he's He's always been in that 20-30 range on the tour at the end of the year, sometimes maybe upper teens. And that particular year he made the horse race, and I was so happy for him. And then I found out I made the horse race, and I got on that first tee, and I got to say I had some very conflicting feelings because I wanted to win, but I also if I didn't, I wanted Jason to win. And I don't know if you remember this or not, but Jason hit a topped or duck hooked the drive into the trees and had to punch it. I mean, he struggled.
I left him for
dead.
2 or
3 shots.
He wasn't even on video after that.
He wasn't even on the radar. He wasn't even on the radar.
He had a pop on that hole, but he struggled and didn't. I think he got his 4th shot on the front of the green, had like a 35-footer, and drains it for the net par. And then
we all had eyes on you and Al Martin from the middle of the fairway.
Right.
Thomas Foose made bogey, and then something happened.
So
and
Thomas,
you guys
I think the par was made by Jace, and then Thomas made the bogey, then Al made the bogey, and then I had like a 5-footer.
Oh, here we go.
I think.
Look, hold on one second. I'm cutting you off. Casey Graham commented. Here we go. Jonathan Aiken was 70 yards out and chunked a chip. That was chunked a chip. Then got on and 2-putted for bogey. Al Martin and Foose made 5s. Cross hooked 100 yards to number 9 off of number 1 tee box. 3-wood into the bunker. Chip into the bunker. Chunk onto the green. 35-footer for 5 for 4. Aha.
I will never forget Jason Cross. Jason Cross made the 5 for 4 in front of Al Martin's putt, and it was in front of mine too. It was a horse race. So Al Martin was like, well, this 8-footer doesn't matter at all because he's like, I can only make 5. Hammers it in and eliminates him and everybody else.
And eliminates everybody else, and Jason wins. If he misses, then it's just him.
If he makes a
Jason
6,
didn't even know he
else
won.
moves on.
Jason had no clue. Everybody erupted.
If you remember, I ran up to give him a hug, and he's like looking at me like, what? We're going to play another hole? I'm like, no, dude, you won, man. And I remember that I was about to bust out too. He was ready to cry. It was amazing. It was awesome. And like I said, for 1 second, I was upset I didn't make the team, but there was no better person to represent the tour than Jason on that team. So it was really cool that he made it. And that's what it's about. I mean, if you're playing on this tour and this is your dream, right? I want to make this team. It can happen for anybody at any level on any flight. And that's just something that nobody else offers in San Antonio. And that's what makes it so special. And that's what makes Travis so amazing, because Travis, like I said, Travis is cheering for the 27 handicap as much as he's cheering for the minus 2.7. And it's really cool how it brings everybody together, because I'm meeting people when I play on that team that I've never played with before.
Right.
And
Jonathan's right.
You form these
friendships.
friendships.
Each flight is the same prize fund. And you're right. You're exactly right. Cheering for the 27 versus the +1.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your handicap is. And then you end up making this team. You end up meeting a lot of guys that are on different flights and forming friendships and bonds when you go to Houston or they come here. And then you know, if you play as long as we do, you start knowing everybody, and that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool showing up to tournament like Sean's talked about. Everybody comes up to Sean. Everybody knows Sean, you know, and I feel like a lot of people know who I am. And when you've done it for as many years as we have, you know, I heard y'all talking about the legends earlier. I think we got to think about a sweatshirt. For if you've been in it for like 10 or 12 years, we need to get like the legends. I want something like that. Can you make me a logo, JB, please? Let's make that happen.
We can definitely get you a logo, man.
I think we need something because
that was my on the clock there. Jonathan Aiken, last question for me, and I'll turn it back to MD and Bird. Partner Monster Day, January 8th. Is there big news, or is it the same old news? Tell us who you're playing Monster Day with.
You know, I ran into Dustin last week, and I mentioned to him, you know, is our contract, are we renewing it? And I think he met me at Dairy Queen like 10 minutes later, and we went ahead and hashed out our negotiations, and we went ahead and extended for another 4 years. So
there
we
go.
There you go.
4-year extension.
So,
wow. That is terrific.
He's cut me
Jason,
off right before I moved to the green tees.
Yeah, does that coincide with that? Was exactly what I was going to go with. Yeah, that's perfect.
That's what they should have extended you like 8 years because you're going to get that huge advantage.
He
And
wanted
Jonathan-
the 8, but I went with the I wanted to get better terms.
Who's signing who?
He wanted the free agent contract at the green tee moment.
Yeah, so
you
Aiken's
know?
the one signing Dustin. I see what's going on.
Yes. Jason Bird, final questions for Jonathan Aiken before we turn it back over to MD?
I don't have anything for Aiken. I mean, I was going to ask him if he still thinks about that hole-in-one, but he already brought it up, so.
And Jonathan, I know we had kind of talked about it off air. I know you wanted to really quick call out your tournament that you have coming up. I know you sent me some pictures I have to pull up here as well.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'll just like maybe 30 seconds. But every year for the last
absolutely, buddy.
So every year for the last 20, this will be 24 years now. I have a golf tournament on Christmas Eve morning. So I try to make it. It's 8:00 in the morning. It's a shotgun start. And I invite all of my family and friends. We've had it at Northern Hills. We've had it at Brackenridge. I've got it pretty set in stone now out here at Alsatian. We do something crazy on every single hole. So all 18 holes.
Oh, there's Casey, Jason Cross.
Yeah, Casey's played in mine. You've played with me, Travis, many times. We do pull shots. We do blind putts. We play a hole with miniature clubs. That's the island green number 2 at Alsatian.
There's a
I
tent
cover
over the hole there
with the tent. Yeah, blocking the entire hole. So you hit a wedge in right there, and it bounces into the water if you hit a good shot. So we do all kinds of crazy stuff, and I try to get families, friends to come. If you got your family in town for Christmas, put a family team together. It's a blast. We have so much fun. If you're the last team in, you get a 2-stroke penalty. I mean, there's some wacky rules. It's not. I played
several years. I played several years.
Yes,
It's so much fun. And then one year, my partner stood me up, and then I never came back because he stood me up, and it was freezing cold, and it was terrible. And that partner, his name will not be announced, but it wasn't Casey. It wasn't Casey. I'm not even going to say his initials, but if he's watching or comes back and watches this, he's going to know. He's going to know it was his
Michael
fault.
Freeman.
It was. I have nothing to say about
it's Michael Freeman.
I have nothing.
Michael Freeman. It was Michael Freeman.
He's gone. It's so much fun, guys. If you wanna bring your family, and we get everybody's out off the course by 12. I have complete control of the course. I get to pick the pin placements, and so I go out and put crazy holes just like we kind of do for Monster Day, and it's just a lot of fun. We use junior clubs. I've got Travis's daughter's junior clubs from when she was like 7. And the longest club is probably like 22 inches, and we play like a par 3 with them over water.
Hickory clubs. There's some holes with hickory club. You saw the pool cue in the picture. It's awesome. If anybody's interested in that, they can message the Facebook page, or they can message Jonathan. We'll get them to you, Jonathan.
That'd be great. Absolutely. I'd love to have any of my friends on the tour to come play with us. We had probably about 7 or 8 already, and there's always room for more.
That's awesome. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Excited to see you out on tour next year. It's going to be a fun year, man. It's going to be a real good time.
It is. I'm excited to see everybody on the 8th, and my goal is to play in every single event this year. I'm going to be there at every single one.
You heard it here in work boots. In work boots.
I'll do whatever I got to do. Whatever I got to do. I want to be at every event, and I want to just try to give Sean and Steve and all those guys a run for their money. So I'm excited.
Absolutely, man. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for joining us, buddy.
Right,
have a great evening. Thank you. Say hi to that family for me. Thank you so much.
I will. Y'all take care.
Woo.
Have a good night. All right, guys. It is 10:24. We are an hour and 51 minutes into the show. Not only is it a record-breaking night announcing all the new things happening here across the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour, we are also breaking records for time on screen.
Wow!
Hey, you want to hear a record?
There's no one more happy about it than Jason Bird.
I got a record for you. Travis will like this one. One of the changes that came with rebranding the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour is we are now taking the orders direct on our website. So I can see in live time how many people have signed up. We have 20 signups since opening it up for this event.
20 signups since
Love it.
the show started. Wow, that is amazing.
I mean, it's blowing my mind. I can see them literally come in live. I have it open on my iPad here, and they just fall in order.
And that's a good segue into the next piece of the conversation here. Guys, obviously registering is one of the changes that is coming along the tour this year. We have a new website. Look down below. stxamtour.golf is where we'll get you signed up. But with the new page or with the new website, we wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about that. We've got some screenshots, some things to show you what it looks like if you haven't already gone, what things to look for, what things to expect from the site going forward, and some cool things like that. So let's kind of jump into that, shall we? I've got a couple of pictures here we'll pull up.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody, stxamtour.golf is the new website. Bookmark that right now. It is scrolling across the bottom. That is going to have everything that you need to know to be successful on
And
tour.
mobile friendly.
And mobile friendly. Thank you so
Very
much.
mobile-friendly.
The South Texas Amateur Golf Tour, the Alamo City Golf Trail Division, the calendar is there. The registration is there. The point standings will be there immediately following Monster Day. The handicap database is there. All of the course records will be continued to be updated on the Hall of Fame page. Course records, hole-in-ones, special awards all through the tour history. The FAQ page is there. So if new golfers have some obscure questions, we try to touch everything in that FAQ page. What to do if you don't have a handicap, what to do if you need a refund, how to weather works. All of that good stuff is in the FAQ page. All of that stuff is at stxamtour.golf, the new tour's home for information, in addition to the South Tex Am Tour's Facebook page as well, which has been updated since the show started.
And the YouTube page will be following suit.
The YouTube page will be there. There will still be a link from AlamoCityGolfTrail.com to take you to the exclusive Alamo City Golf Trail division of the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour. You'll still be able to find the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour in the Alamo City Golf Trail weekly newsletter as well. There'll be blocks in there and links there. But MD, we have screenshots of what the website looks like.
Yep.
The new logo continues to look on point on the Navy and Hunter. I love it. I think it looks great. I think the color scheme is awesome. Tons of merchandise opportunities coming in the spring season on the website as well. We will always tell you first and foremost here on the podcast when limited edition merchandise is running. You guys will always hear it first. So tune in weeknights, Tuesday at 8:30 for the Power Hour. Starting next week, we'll do our best to keep it closer to an hour versus 2 hours. But this was such a big show.
So much to talk about.
MD, do we have some screenshots of stxamtour.golf? Why don't you take over and walk us through what we're going to be seeing for the foreseeable future? And Jason, you can chime in here too. Tell us about the website, how to navigate it, what to look for. It's pretty streamlined.
It's intuitive.
I think
it's
it's
intuitive. It's responsive.
I'm gonna pull up these pictures. To be honest, guys, it's pretty straightforward. Jason can talk through it. I can talk through it pretty easily. So if we're putting in that address, you're gonna get to this first page, and it's gonna say welcome to the South Texas Amateur Tour.
This is the mobile version. This
is the mobile version.
Loads fast. That was a big thing for me. I didn't want to have unnecessary scripts running or unnecessary background processes. Site's responsive. The site is mobile, iPad, computer friendly. It's pretty straightforward. You have your hamburger with all your menus. I don't know what other screenshots you have there, MD. There it is, hamburger. Everything you're used to from the old tour page is here on the new tour page. just updated with the new branding, the new what they call marketing Bible. The sign up is just as intuitive. There's a button down at the bottom of the homepage, countdown clock to the next event.
I love the countdown to the next event. That will always be there going forward. I really love that. And then I would also like to eventually have a countdown to close of registration on the registration page too, where you can really see that ticking down. Really don't delay. Jason, sorry to interrupt there. I really want to stress the fact that we're already a third sold out for Monster Day. We are already a third sold out for Monster Day, and registration's been open for an hour and 57 minutes.
And I haven't even launched the ad campaign yet.
I know. So don't delay when signing up anywhere. You see the countdown. Sign up now. Don't delay.
When you go to that hamburger drop down, looking at signups, you're going to get this page to pull up. It's going to show you all current tournaments that are upcoming and what's available to sign up. Click on it. It'll get you to that page right here where it'll break down the event details, same thing that you guys are used to seeing. And as you scroll down, it will take you to that sign up and get y'all registered and ready to go. I think one of the biggest things that people have asked me, and I know I brought this up to Travis and he's received it too, is people want to be able to save their credit card to their profile so they can pay for events, or they want to use Apple Pay or something like that. So, taking control of the sign up allowed us to get a payment processor that allows for that. It allows you to save your information. It allows you to use Apple Pay or Google Pay. So, people send you money via Apple Pay. There you go. You can use your credit right there. You don't even have to transfer it back to your bank account. Make your own account. If you're logged into Square, you're going to be able to get receipts. If you buy merchandise at the starters table and swipe your credit card and it's attached to your account, you get your receipt automatically emailed. If you decide if you're a diehard and you got to pay at the course, bring your credit card. You can use Apple Pay on your phone. It'll take all the NFC reading, all that good stuff.
That is a change for this year for the diehard trail members and the employees of the trail. The to pay list, the needs to pay list, because you're a membership category that changes the tournament entry fee. You will now pay that at the starters tent, not in the golf shop. You'll swipe your card at the starters tent. I believe Jason is going to also email invoices for that. So you're going to see.
You can pay at the starters tent, or if you want to pay ahead of the event, we can send you an individualized invoice. Either way, it's the same price and processed through the same processor. So it's 6 of one, half dozen of another for us.
Absolutely.
Probably prefer you pay ahead of time so we can have that accounting made up for it. But if you want to pay at the starters tent with Greg Graff or Travis or whoever's starting, that's fine with us too. Either way, you're going to get an emailed receipt with our logo on it, with a transaction number, all that good stuff. We have access to it in live time, so there's no waiting for accounting departments or anything like that. The accounting department is Sabrina, so it's it's pretty streamlined.
Well, new website, new logo, new videos. Can we do the video one more time, MD?
Yeah. That just looks so good.
It just makes me smile. It just makes me smile. New website, scrolling across your screen right there, stxamtour.golf. Change your bookmarks. That is going to be the home for all information. That is tour, South Texas Amateur Golf Tour, Alamo City Golf Trail Division, stxamtour.golf. Jason, do you want to talk a little bit about rebranding for expanding, and then MD, what do we have left?
We'll do a little bit of branding for expanding, and I think we'll do a quick overview of the night, what's going on, and call it a night. And shout out to all of you out there who have been hanging out with us since the beginning. That was 2 hours and 2 minutes ago. Let's jump into the rebranding for expanding.
Yeah, so we've been teasing about the need for rebranding because of expansion. I think we're ready to tease what we're alluding to here. I think everyone could guess that there's the Alamo City Golf Trail division. So one would infer that there is another division coming, and you would be correct. There will be a new division coming in mid to late spring, the professional division. Travis and I are super excited.
I love
that.
Bird's enthusiasm. I love the different dynamic between
We
him
are
talking
super
and me
excited,
talking. I love it. I love
and-
it so much.
What?
It's like a Belichick
complimenting
interview.
you. I'm complimenting you.
Okay, yeah. So the professional
I just-
division, just as an overview, as a teaser, is going to be on all stroke play events. It's going to be 18 to 21 professionals, not amateurs, with higher entry fees, playing for cash. It's been a big push. We get a lot of people asking, well, can pros play? Can I play? And we're like, well, you can play. I'd really like to play. I mean, I'm a former college kid who went pro, or I am a assistant pro here at San Antonio Country Club or at TPC or even at the golf trail. And I just want to get in these events, use my professional status to maybe make a little bit of money on the side. So be prepared to see that coming mid to late spring this year, a professional division of the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour.
I think it's so cool. There are so many, not to discredit South Texas PGA or PGA members at all. This is a home for them to play in a one-day stroke play event as well. But there are so many associate members, and there are so many teaching professionals. There are so many first assistants that are professionals that don't really have a game that they can go play in a tournament setting, and we want to give them a home too. The golf courses on the trail are a perfect competition for professional stroke play events as well. I mean, I think that would be great. 18 to 24 professionals in a stroke play event in threesomes. Playing for cash, quite honestly, it's going to be good payouts. It's going to be 4-digit payouts is the model we're going to try to get to, and this is going to be one of our big teasers throughout the beginning of the spring, and we have the Alamo City Golf Trail division, and we have the Open Professional division, and then as the year progresses, we've got the expansion, the rebanding for expanding whiteboard up there. And there are so many more ideas on there that are materializing daily that we're going to continue to bring to you live on this show. So I'm so excited for that tease and that division of expansion under the rebranding of the South Texas. So Morgan, to answer your question, no, it's going to be its own flight the day of a regular tour event, a division that is in conjunction with the tour event that's already being operated. That is the forecast for the professional open division of the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour coming later this spring. Same day, just it's think of it as its own flight, and that flight is its own division.
Well, that's pretty awesome. And again, I mean, it's lots of things going on, man. It's
so cool. I mean, it's so cool. And now, and you said it on the show. You said it in the warm up show when we were running through scripts and doing dialogue tests and all of that stuff. Something new to stress about tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, the logo's launched today, the website's launched today, the store is launched today. Tomorrow we can have anxiety about the Open Professional Division, but today it's all about the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour, the Alamo City Golf Trail Division. Jason Bird, MD, Casey Graham was here, Dustin Hassan, Sabrina Stalkowski, myself, the executive team of the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour. Today was launch day. That 2023 calendar is up on the Facebook page. It is on the website. Monster Day at Mission is open for registration. We've been on the air so much, I'm losing my voice. I feel like we're at a tour event right now.
This is as big as any tour event we deal with. I mean, it's out of 39 shows, or if you want to say 38 prior. I mean, this was one of those days where, everyone was anxiously on this team was anxiously waiting to get to this point in the day to get this going. I mean, we played golf this weekend, and you and I sat in the cart in the rain and just sat there and discussed this and this moment and what was going to happen tonight. And so it's so amazing that we finally reached this point. And it's all the nerves, all of the holy shit. Hopefully everything's ready to go by Tuesday night. It's come and gone now. And
we put together some video montages at 8:32 p.m. tonight, but we got here, right? We got here. The question from Stephen Evans. Oh, I'm sorry, Tyler Pascal.
I thought this one took priority, if I'm being honest with myself.
I don't know. I'm going to defer to the legal department. Jason, add that to your list of responsibilities. Can we have a live armadillo?
Yeah, we definitely could. You have a ranch, we could house them there, right? I mean, you want to transport an armadillo
we could get it doesn't have to be a living armadillo. We can put someone in a
armadillo.
It's the holiday armadillo.
I could put Morgan Graff in a mascot suit.
We can put more.
And then can we bring in Steven's question? He was asking a follow-up question on the professional open division that's coming.
I saw that. I was going to respond on Facebook, but I can respond here. Absolutely not. So, our biggest events are the 2 players. Those are the ones that get 150 to 160 people and absolutely book the tee sheet. Our stroke play events, average attendance was 121. So that allows us to have that extra 20 to 30 people in another division come out and play. And, I don't know whose idea it was. I think we were at the Broadmoor, and someone said, I get asked all the time by, the assistant pro from Landa Park or wherever the hell that they want to play, but they can't. And these guys just want a little competition. They want a little money game. They're in the teaching pro life. They're kind of losing their edge, So it's geared towards those guys.
Can you imagine a flight where you're playing for cash and your pairing is David Ogren, Christy Cano, and Trevor Bailey? I mean, I think that is a really cool flight. That's what we're talking about. You're giving teaching professionals, club pros, a first assistants, the golf tech guys.
There's tons of golf pros out there and all varieties.
Yes, a home to play for what we're going to call big money, in a one-day stroke play event on the Alamo City Golf Trail. I think that is freaking phenomenal.
I think it went from the tour was able to say, we're here to bring competitive golf to all skill levels. I think it was always encompassing the amateurs. Well, this is that rebranding for expanding. We are now bringing golf to every golfer.
What a great point. The bell curve continues to move left on the score there. I love it. Yes.
We are bringing golf to professional golfers and giving them an opportunity, giving them a place to play, and giving them the ability to continue to build their skill in their game, or just go out and find the competition that they don't always get. And there it is. And that's what this tour is about and what we're continuing to drive.
That's well said. Well said. So many new things tonight. New logo, new websites, new branding for expanding a future division. Holy cow, what else do we have to talk about? Jason Bird, MD, turn it back to you guys.
I think, and there's some great comments here for senior division, junior division stuff, all things that are, to be honest with you guys, things we're discussing, things that we have so many ideas, so many things. The good news is this is year one. Guys, we got a lot in store for you. Hang on to 2023. Watch out. 2024 is already in progress. But that all being said, I think as far as tonight goes, I think we've done a pretty damn good job covering what we came here to cover tonight and then some. Again, we are the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour. New logo, new look, new way to get a hold of us, get access to sign up for events, know what's going on around tour. The handles have changed on social media. We are ready to go. 2023 is open for registration. Woo! And January 8th, Monster Day, be there. It is already signed up. People are signing up left and right. It's going to be crazy. And so it's, what a great show.
Couldn't be more thrilled. Couldn't be more thrilled. Today was the highlight of my PGA career. I get to hang out on a podcast with a group of guys that I call the executive team of the South Texas Amateur Tour, but they are my best friends on the planet. And the tour from a personal level is so connected to me and my family. And I like to consider myself a public PGA professional, and accessible to all, and
the people's professional.
I was really, really happy thrilled with a comment that Jonathan directed at me today. That I really try to care equally across the flight. So to hear him say that I try to cheer for a 27 the same way I cheer for a plus 1.2 really, really hit it home for me today. And now the tour, and the tour's ownership group includes my wonderful wife, Sabrina, and she is there on the back end, working with you guys daily on tour stuff. That is next level, even in my home, for the tour. So it is so special. This is the biggest day of my PGA golf career, and I would, I think that news is second only to the Morgan Graff comment for the evening. I think this is special tour news bulletin. Morgan Graff playing with Greg Graff at Monster Day.
Didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it coming either. Morgan Graff, 2022 Rookie of the Year. Wow. What a great pairing. What a great way.
Sando with the card.
Jason Sandoval, comment of the year. MD, I'm going to let you put that in, and then we can roll some videos, and you can go ahead and close the show. Let's go around. I think...
Oh my God.
Guys, we're going to play some videos here so you don't hear us laughing. And again, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. This is a record-breaking show for us from a viewership perspective, from a
bring him back, Greg
Graff.
Bring him back.
Honestly, we're going to work through this. This show was an accumulation of just, months of work by these two guys here with me. Obviously, on the back end there, myself, Casey, Dustin. and everyone else involved. Shout out and appreciate all you guys, and appreciate you guys out there watching tonight. Again, so excited to share this news with you, talk to you guys about what's coming. 2023 Monster Day is going to be huge, and we're excited to see everyone in person, live, back on the course again, and continuing to hype up what is happening here, because it's a lot. But we are excited.
Woo! It's been such a big day, such a big launch. 2023 is officially here. My last plug is to 2022, 2021, and 2020 Tour Travels participants. Don't forget about 2023 Tour Travels. That is sitting in your email box. There are only a couple rooms left. There are only a couple spots left. Next week, that is going to go live to deposited guests plus ones, and then open to general public. So don't delay on that 2023 Tour Travels invite that's in your box. MD, Jason Bird, Casey Graham, Sabrina Salkowski, Dustin Hassan. What a great show tonight. It has been an amazing brand launch. The South Texas Amateur Golf Tour, the Alamo City Golf Trail Division with the new Dillo logo, merchandise coming, stxamtour.golf, new website. Scrolling across the bottom of the screen, Monster Day open for registration. Jason Bird, take us away. Your final thoughts, MD, then back to you.
It's a long time coming. This is a passion project of ours, and we got the guys involved here in the last few weeks. But you and I have been working on it on the back end for quite a long time. So it's just a culmination of a lot of hard work for us. I know that we put a lot into the rebranding. We put a lot into the swatches and the colors, and going through multiple rounds of logo designs with our marketer, and shout out to Lauren. She's been patient with us. I believe she called us dumb and double dumb today. So that's I think she's taking pride in the project too. So it's just spreading everywhere. So I hope everyone likes it, and I hope everyone enjoys the coming year.
Absolutely. That's about all we can say here. I think in the 2 hours, 19 minutes, 31 seconds we have been on the air tonight, we have said just about everything we can say. On that note, we're going to leave you with this last video, call it a night. But guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Guys on the screen, thank you for everything you guys do. 2023 season is here.
Thank you to everybody. Thank you for everybody for watching tonight, staying with us for over 2 hours. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you to the hostess with the mostest, Michael Dermanuelian, assistant tour director, Jason Bird. Casey Graham was on with us tonight. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Sean Sexton and Goosehead Insurance, a Sexton agency, Rick Hoinsey with Elevated Logistics, Laura Lewis with The Cake Place, and more. Thank you so much to our sponsors. We wouldn't be here where we are right now without you guys. Thank you so much to everybody watching at home. Thank you to everybody who registered for Monster Day during the show. If you didn't register for Monster Day, do it now. It is going to sell out, and it's going to sell out soon. You guys, thank you so much for being here, sharing this day with us, sharing this day with me and my family. Thank you guys so much. I love the logo. I love the new website. I can't wait to see everybody next week, Tuesday on the podcast, and then January 8th at Monster Day. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the videos one more time.
Here we go.